There was so much going on. I didn't know where you were.
That means I did my job. Look at that. You see that banquet over there? I can get in and out in 3 minutes.
And do what?
Rob it.
Bullshit.
You want to bet?
The story begins as we see a man named Gilbert, who is currently facing court proceedings for committing check fraud. After some time, the judge gives his verdict, and Gilbert is sentenced to 1.5 years. He is put in jail, but as time passes, Gilbert runs away after only 6 months. While running, he reaches the Canadian border and manages to cross it with the help of a car. As soon as he reaches there, he knows he needs to work to make a living, so he starts looking for a job. He sees a man selling ice cream and asks him for a job. But the man says he needs to see ID first. After hearing this, Gilbert leaves. While walking on the road, he spots a beggar and offers him money for his ID card. They both start negotiating, and Gilbert, who has only $22, gives all the money to the beggar in exchange for the ID card. After taking the card, Gilbert goes back to the ice cream vendor. From this day on, Gilbert becomes Robert and gets the job. As night falls, he realizes he has to spend the night somewhere, so he goes to a bar. He knocks for a long time until a girl named Andrea comes out from inside. Gilbert tells her everything and asks to stay the night, so she lets him inside. Gilbert starts living there, selling ice cream as his daily job. He gets up early in the morning and sells ice cream all day, earning some money. But just as Gilbert starts getting comfortable, he is told the ice cream company has gone bankrupt, and he is being fired. Gilbert gets very angry and goes to a nearby bar to start drinking. There, we find out about the owner of this bar, Tommy, who is a gangster and a loan shark. The police have an eye on him but haven't caught him yet because they have no evidence. The police always come to the bar hoping to find any evidence to arrest him. While Gilbert is drinking, he bumps into a policeman named Snides, who was there to keep an eye on Tommy. As soon as Gilbert comes back, he meets Andrea again and asks her to go on a date. And from then on, they start dating. 8 months pass, and we see that Andrea and Gilbert are now living together, and their life is going well. Meanwhile, one day Gilbert reads in the newspaper that the American government is still looking for him and trying its best to find him. After reading this, Gilbert gets upset and decides to talk to Andrea about it. At that moment, we see Andrea in the washroom, where she finds out she is pregnant. She comes out happy to tell him the news, but Gilbert tells her first that he is going out of town for 2 to 3 days, which makes Andrea become quiet. Gilbert leaves for Vancouver, looking for a job everywhere. He wants to stay away from the American government, so he has decided not to stay in one place for long. But even after trying his best, he doesn't get any job in Vancouver. He's standing outside when he sees a van with a lot of money, which is being taken to the bank. After seeing this, Gilbert gets upset and calls Andrea, who then tells him she is pregnant. Gilbert is very happy to hear this and now wants to make a lot of money so that his and his child's future is good. He goes to the bank without thinking and looks at the whole bank very carefully, noting how many guards are there and where the cameras are. After seeing everything, he goes to a makeup shop and tells the owner he is an actor who needs makeup to change his appearance. He comes back with all the things and the next day, changes his appearance and goes to the bank. He tells the manager the government sent him to check the security. The manager shows him the whole bank, gives him all the security information, and even puts him on the list of employees while showing him the CCTV room. Now that Gilbert has seen everything, he comes out and tells most of the security guards that they have been fired so they won't come back to work tomorrow. After leaving, Gilbert starts his planning, learning how to put on a prosthetic face and even stealing a prosthetic nose. The next day, he puts the fake nose on his face and, after waiting a long time, enters the bank. Inside, he meets an employee named Jessica and gives her a note. Says, "Do not try to scream. I have a gun in my hand. If you scream, I will shoot you. Give me all the money here quietly, and no one should know about this." Jessica is very scared, opens the drawer below, and starts putting all the money in front of Gilbert. Then Gilbert realizes he can't keep all this money in his pocket and hasn't brought anything, so he tells Jessica to use her purse. Jessica puts all the money in her purse, but in the meantime, Gilbert realizes his nose is slowly coming off. He starts sticking his nose back on and quickly runs away with the money. He goes back to the same shop where he bought fake clothes, puts the clothes back, and then transfers the money from the purse to a briefcase. He goes to the airport to return to Andrea, but when he reaches check-in, he realizes the X-ray machine will find the money in the briefcase. He goes to the bathroom and hides all the money in his underwear. When he comes back, he realizes that they don't do much checking on domestic flights, which makes Gilbert happy. As soon as he gets back to Andrea, his happiness knows no bounds. After a while, Gilbert buys a house and is very happy, but Andrea asks him where so much money came from. Gilbert says that he has joined his family business and that more money is coming. He promises that by the time they get married, they will shift to a very big house, which makes Andrea happy. In the meantime, we see the police who have found out about this robber. A detective named Hawkman says he thinks Tommy is doing this robbery, and the detective says they will have to arrest Tommy anyway. But their commissioner says they can't do that because they don't have any evidence. Still, both of them don't agree and decide to follow Tommy. We then see Gilbert, whose money is slowly running out, and he wants to rob again. But he knows he can't rob alone. He needs money and a powerful partner, so he remembers Tommy. He reaches out to him and tells everything to Tommy, but Tommy thinks he is kidding, believing no man can rob a bank so easily. Gilbert says, "If you want, I can present an example. There is a bank in front of your bar. I will rob it in just 3 minutes." Tommy is shocked to hear this and says to do it. Gilbert comes out, wears the clothes of a construction worker, and goes inside the bank. As soon as 3 minutes pass, he comes through the back door of the bar, stands in front of Tommy, and starts throwing money. After seeing this, Tommy is shocked and says, "From now on, I am with you. We will work like partners." This gives Gilbert a lot of courage, and he keeps robbing one after the other. He changes his appearance every time and very easily takes over banks. He mostly takes domestic flights to go from one city to another, and he has suffocated the noses of people all over the country. There is no bank in any city that he has not robbed, and people have named him the Flying Bandit. The police are still after him, but no one knows who this man is because he changes his appearance every time. In just a few days, he robs 36 banks. Now he has so much money, no one would have even thought it possible. He has become rich and has also made Tommy rich, becoming one of the richest people in the city with expensive cars and a house. Tommy is very impressed after seeing all this, but slowly Tommy's greed increases. He tells Gilbert, "How long do we keep working with these small robberies? We will have to hit a big hand." He mentions a jewelry shop where they could get an unimaginable amount of money, and Gilbert also starts thinking about it. In the meantime, we see Snipes and Hoffman, who get funds and permission from their senior to catch the Flying Bandit, no matter what it takes. Snipes makes his whole team and names this mission Project Gaff. All the people work from another place and have to work day and night until they catch the Flying Bandit. They think Tommy is the thief, so everyone starts keeping an eye on Tommy and all the people who work for him. Their first suspicion is on Tommy, and the second is on Tommy's right hand. Then one day, as soon as Gilbert reaches his house, Andrea is in front of him. Gilbert sees that Andrea has found all the money he had hidden and taken it out. There is only money in her room, and she asks Gilbert where all this money came from. He decides that he will not lie anymore and tells Andrea the whole truth, that he robs banks. After hearing this, she is surprised and says, "I think you are doing something wrong. If you rob, you don't hurt anyone, do you?" Gilbert says no and offers to show her a sample. The next day, he takes Andrea to a bank, changes his appearance, and enters, which makes Andrea upset. But after a while, he comes out in another form with a lot of money. After seeing this, Andrea is also happy but makes Gilbert promise her that he will never hurt anyone, will not be caught, and will retire forever after a while. Gilbert promises and continues his work in the same way. Then we see Snipes and Hoffman standing outside Tommy's bar, keeping an eye on everyone. They see Gilbert going inside, where he talks to Tommy, who says they will have to steal from the jewelry shop soon. Gilbert agrees, and Tommy says his right hand, Bishop, will go with him. After hearing this, Gilbert goes to the bathroom to change his appearance. Snipes comes in and also goes inside the bathroom, where he sees Gilbert coming out. Snipes remembers that when Gilbert came inside, he was in some other clothes and a different form. His eyes fall on Gilbert's face, and he sees that silicone glue is applied, which makes Snipes suspect Gilbert. He goes out and tells his colleagues to start tracing all the makeup shops. After saying this, he goes home and sleeps, but in the middle of the night, he gets an emergency call from his department. As soon as Snipes reaches the police station, his colleagues tell him they have caught Dave, who works with Tommy. He was high on alcohol and told them everything. That Gilbert is doing all the robberies, changes his face every time, and that they are planning a big theft right now, though Dave doesn't know much about it. After hearing these words, Snides becomes even more alert. He goes to all the prosthetic shops and, after a while, finds out where Gilbert gets all his things, so he now has an eye on that shop. He then goes to the local police and warns everyone to be alert at all banks and jewelry shops and to keep an eye on them, as a very big robbery is about to happen. Then the police go everywhere and get alert, and Snides also gets alert. They follow Gilbert day and night. That's when we see Gilbert and Bishop, who come out and mess with a CCTV camera, which Snides sees. He understands they are going to steal from the jewelry shop and starts waiting for them to steal so he can catch them red-handed. The next day, Gilbert and Bishop both go inside the shop. Gilbert tells the people to put all the jewelry in his bag, and Dave keeps an eye on the door. That's when Snides slowly comes forward, and after seeing him, they both start running. They run ahead, and Snides runs after them, but Bishop's gun falls down. They run away and go inside a shopping mall. The police are now confused because many other people have worn clothes similar to what they are wearing, and they don't understand where they have gone. That's when Snides sets off a fire alarm so that all the people run out. When everyone runs out, Snides sees them again and runs behind them, but by the time he can catch them, they run away. As soon as they reach outside, Gilbert changes his appearance. Gilbert calls home and tells Andrea to start packing everything, saying they are going to leave the city soon. As soon as Gilbert reaches home, he finds out that Andrea's water has broken, so he quickly takes her to the hospital, and Andrea gives birth to their first child. That's when Snides takes a lot of policemen and reaches Gilbert's house to raid it. But even after searching the whole house, he doesn't find anything. He finds out that Gilbert had already left with all the money. In another city, they have bought a new house, and that's where they are going to live now. Now time starts to pass like this. Gilbert doesn't steal anything and spends most of his time with his wife and child. After a while, Andrea gets pregnant again. That's when we see Tommy, who comes to meet them. Sitting outside, they are talking, and Tommy asks Gilbert, "When are we stealing again?" Gilbert thinks a little and says, "I will not steal now." After hearing these things, Tommy leaves. But when Gilbert comes back home and checks his money, he realizes that he has no money at all. He will have to rob again soon or his food will also run out. At night, he tells Andrea that he wants to steal again, but Andrea refuses and says, "You can do something else, but don't steal again." Gilbert thinks about it all night. He gets up early in the morning, writes a paper and goes out. After a while, Andrea opens her eyes and sees that Gilbert has left. She finds out that someone is calling her phone again and again, and this time as soon as she picks up, she hears the voice of Snides. Snides asks where her husband is, but Andrea says she doesn't know. Then Snides calls all the airports to find out where Gilbert came from, but she doesn't know anything about any airport. That's when she finds out from the newspaper about a private helicopter and understands that Gilbert came out with its help. So they leave again to catch him. That's when we see Gilbert at night, who calls Andrea but doesn't tell her anything about his planning or what he is going to do. He just tells Andrea to come pick him up at the airport at 5 o'clock tomorrow. As soon as it is morning, he goes to the bank early and, like always, he easily robs the bank. After looting, he comes out, changes his clothes, and leaves. Now the police have come everywhere, but they start arresting the wrong people because other people are wearing clothes similar to Gilbert's. In the meantime, Gilbert is looking for a taxi again and again, but after a while, he realizes that he will not get a taxi on this street. That's when he sees a woman and, without thinking, buys her car and leaves suddenly. That's when we see Snides, who reaches the bank. He shows everyone a picture of Gilbert, but people believe this man robbed them. Then a police officer says he saw this man outside with a briefcase, looking for a taxi everywhere. After hearing this, Snides leaves for the airport. By then, Gilbert has reached the airport and checked in, but the airport authority finds out about him because the news has spread everywhere that he is wanted. They contact Snides, who says to abort the flight, but Hoffman says not to do that or he can run again. Let him land. As soon as he lands, we will arrest him. As soon as Gilbert's flight takes off, Snides and his team also get out in a helicopter. As soon as Gilbert lands, Andrea comes to pick him up, and the police also come here and arrest him in front of Andrea. After seeing this, Andrea is very disappointed. Soon, the interrogation begins with Gilbert and also with Andrea. The police tell Andrea that this man is a cheater and that he must not have told her his real name, which is Robert. Andrea is very upset about all this, goes to Gilbert and says, "I am divorcing you. You have been cheating me for so long." Now the interrogation begins with Gilbert, and he is sentenced to 20 years. When he goes to jail, Tommy comes to meet him and says, "I want to apologize to you. The police forced me to tell them your location, which is why I told them about your new house." But Gilbert knows Tommy did all this on purpose, yet he forgives him. And this film ends here.